Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Blockchain Brew Show. I'm T Squared. This is my home slice, the Trentinator. What up, what up, what up, what up? And we're going to go over some cool news today. I got some stuff on crypto.com. Trent's got some charts for you. We got some TA. We got some beer readings. And it's going to be a grand slam of a show. You should jump in the chat and join the regulars that jump all in here. I did like 15 jumping jacks before we went live to get those juices pumping. That's right. I did that. And I don't do them very often. But anyways, before we get started on our beer reviews, guys, we got the golden thumb. We need you to smash that like. Not this way, but this way. Not this way, but this way. Smash that like button. What up, Daniel? And then we have an elegant bell. It is very decorative. It makes me think of Beauty and the Beast style, all brass. There it is. You hear it. Everybody knows the subscribe buttons are in these corners somewhere. So check them out because we need to get the boost in the YouTube algorithm because it's the best algorithm on the planet. And by the way, we are live on X and possibly Rumble. We are testing it. We're working that way. And we are working on some great surprises for you guys on top of everything. You guys try doing that one breath.
I just want to say, welcome back to the Blockchain Brew Show, home of the Brew Crew, the most hydrated community on YouTube. Also, we had to take the ADA giveaway out of the description because somebody claimed it. Shout out to Andrew. Nesquik, what up?
What's up, Nesquik? By the way, a shout out to Daniel because he put 65 years. Actually, I think he's 6. Are you 65? He put that many years. You retired, dude. So congratulations. You put in a lot of hard work, did the 9 to 5. You did it right. You know, that not a lot of people do that. So, you know, congratulations, man, because that's a big milestone. And
drop in the chat what you're gonna do with your long days now.
Yeah, you pension or 401k? I figure you're a pension. So I brought in today Island Eddie's Sunny Skies Kolsch style ale. That's right. That's what we're talking about. And it is a crisp, light, refreshing. I hope it's not a cider. It says craft beer. Man, I'm not a cider guy, man. They're too sweet. It says island attitude of state of mind. At Island Eddie's, our culture is all about living a life with an island attitude. Our promise is to always craft the best beers that you can savor while leaning back into your favorite beach chair, feeling the warm breeze as you chill. Or raising one high to cheer, riding the crest of that big wave to the shore. When you want to escape an island time and sunny skies, sail away with us. Okay, you know what? Fun facts. I've never seen anybody drink a beer on a giant ass wave coming in the shore.
With you.
I thought you were going to say, I've never seen a giant ass. Just stop there. Oh, man. But this sucker is running in at 4.2%. It is a light, man. Lighter than my Corona. So, you know, it's island beer. So I guess they didn't get too crazy with them hops or something. But I'll let you know how it goes. Oh, I should get the pour. We got the snap, crackle, and snap, crapple. They really hit that one. Had a good crack, man. I give him that. I got this. You can tell it's me. There we go. There we go. Got them color in there. Woo! There we go. You see that fancy pour? I swirled into like a cinnamon roll shape. Dude, it smells just like a Coors. And I'm not the biggest fan of Coors. It's cheapo beero.
Well, I'm bringing back the Planet's Gotta Roll from Monkish. I brought this one out yesterday, but I'm going back for it because it was really good. So, a little
we covered the weekly floats.
And
You should give it a
More sophisticated than that.
more sophisticated. Some sophistication needs some possess. It smells just like a fresh Coors.
Unripened pineapple mango juice bomb. And the viscosity is high, which means she be thick.
How often do you like you eat unripened pineapples and mangoes?
Not often, but like sometimes you get the taste of the rind, you know?
No.
Yeah.
We don't live in the desert. We don't get pineapples.
What does that mean?
I don't know. You sound like you eat pineapples every day.
No, but
Or a mango. I don't
especially
usually eat the rind of a pineapple.
especially not upside down pineapples.
Most of the pineapple I eat is out of a can. I don't know when the rind was on it.
Well, what do we got? What do we got brewing today in the news or the charts?
The news or the charts? Well, I can lead into some crypto.com news if you already want to jump into charts.
Go for it.
We're going for it. Let's go. Can we go for it? What did I just go? What did I just do? Did it add a stage? There it goes. Oh, wait. Lost. It's coming. I added it now. All right. I don't know where you guys went, but I can see it in front of my page, so it don't matter. I'll say, Crypto.com customers can make purchases anywhere Visa is accepted and earn uncapped crypto rewards. Columbus, Ohio, April 24th, 2025. Bread Financial. They are the financial institution for the Crypto.com credit card. A tech further financial services company that provides simple, personalized payment, leading, and saving solutions. Today announced a multi-year agreement with Crypto.com, one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, to launch the first Crypto.com's credit card program in the United States. The Crypto.com Visa Signature Credit Card will offer Crypto.com customers a new way to make purchases while earning Crow rewards. With 5 credit card tiers from Midnight Blue to Obsidian, card members can earn uncapped Crow rewards at variety rates for the first 12 months from the account open and tier upgrades. Select tiers will enjoy elevated Crow reward rates. Higher tiers will have additional benefits through Crypto.com's level up program, such as unlimited Spotify and Netflix rebates, which I think they offer that for the amount you have staked as well. We'll check out the Obsidian color. It looks like rose gold, silver, purple, jade. Maybe that's rose, and then blue.
If you work at Crypto.com in the business development department, somebody give this man a sponsorship. He's been talking to me about Crypto.com since the day I met him, which was only like 3 months ago.
Crypto.com customers will be able to pre-qualify or apply for a credit card directly through the Crypto.com app. Once approved, card members can immediately add their card to their original digital wallets. Crow rewards are deposited into card members' crypto wallet within Crypto.com app, where they can view real-time earnings and exchange Crow for hundreds of other cryptocurrencies or thousands of stocks now, yes, sporting events, and trading NFTs, staking, and more. This credit card offers straightforward, compelling rewards that will help you earn the most novice trader maximize their investments with every purchase, while enabling experienced traders to incrementally stack gains over time as they use a card and move through the level up program. I wish you probably used a card to buy your Crow too. Sad Val Greer, Executive Vice President and Chief Commercial Officer at Bread Financial. We are excited to team up with Crypto.com to unlock this new payment options that will quickly become a must credit card for its customers. We are continually looking forward to innovate ways to give our customers greater success to a new payment options, expanding their ability to make purchases and grow their rewards, said Joe Anzers, General Manager of Americans EVP of Payments at Crypto.com. I'm not 100% sure what EVP stands for, but partnering with tech-forward companies like Bread Financials to create innovative payment solutions provides our customers with rewarding users experience and further advances in adoption of crypto. Committed to accelerating the adoption of cryptocurrencies through innovation, Crypto.com is trusted by more than 140 million customers worldwide. That's a lot of customers, guys. So if you think that Crypto.com is going anywhere, it's not. 140 million customers is a lot. And I believe it grew like 200% last year. So the credit card program will be available to U.S. customers this summer. So this summer, guys, is when it's coming out. Benefit at glance. So there's other things within this, but this is just at glance. With the 5 tiers, several beautiful card colors will be chosen by Crypto.com. Visa Signature credit card will feature an uncapped 1.5 to 5% back purchases paid in Crow. See below. So this is just basic reward. So like I have a BECU card right now. They give me 1% back on everything. This is their lowest tier card is 1.5%, which is already 0.5% more than BECU. And technically you could say, well, really it's 50% more, but that's just the base. You got 2%, which is 2 times better than BECU credit card, 3 times better than the Jade, 4 times better than Rose, and 5 times better than the BECU one for the Obsidian. But granted, that is quite a lot of volume to produce to get the Obsidian, but just get the standard at 1.5%. It doesn't seem that difficult because I think you do it for free. But there are a bunch of other stuff I'm going to have to make a more in-depth video on for you guys. Maybe I'll make a deeper short and talk about all the different rewards and stuff like that. But yeah, Crypto.com, man, it has a debit card. It's got the credit card. You could do stocks. They're working on banking right now. You can do crypto. You can do all sorts of awesome things. So yeah, guys, this company is always growing. The token moves slow. I don't know why, but it always seems to shoot up I just think I ended my screen. There we go. It always seems to shoot up when it needs to shoot up. So it may be slow, but never judge the turtle.
What's the price of Crow right now? Do you know?
9 cents.
So when we hit 200 subscribers, maybe we should give away 200 Crow. I mean, it's not as much as the 100 ADA.
Maybe we should give away 2,000 Crow.
Something like that.
Maybe we'll do like 500 Crow. How much? I'll find out how much it is. Maybe for the first to get the first card or the next tier above it, and maybe we'll do something like that. I don't know. We have to look into numbers and logistics.
Yeah. Right. Well, on to some of our big Bitcoin news today. I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm going to hop over here.
This beer tastes so not normal. You could tell it was made in island time. It tastes like I get a hit of like aftertaste of corn and dandelions.
Okay.
Dandelions, Trent. I know you don't have them in the desert, but they're a very untasteful weed.
We do kind of have them.
They turn to giant fuzz balls, and they
yeah. So we got Arizona House passes Bitcoin Reserve Bill SB 1025. So guys, as of today, the state of Arizona has cleared a bill to begin buying Bitcoin and adding it to their reserve. So, this sounds like a little thing, a minor thing, but guys, the amount of states that have Bitcoin bills on the books right now, I mean, there's close to 40 states, and this is just the first one. They're going to start rolling in. And the other thing about that is, to other nations, Arizona buying Bitcoin is kind of, in a small sense, like the United States buying Bitcoin, right? Like in a fragmented sort of way, the United States is buying Bitcoin when Arizona buys it. And not only that, Trump's strategic crypto reserve, we already know that it's a little unclear right now, but in May or June, the United States of America is going to make its first Bitcoin purchase in a budget neutral way, right? So whether that comes from profits made from tariffs, right? By budget neutral, I mean no cost to the taxpayers, quote unquote. But whether that's with revenue that comes from tariffs or whether it's through offloading other assets like gold, um, the U.S. is going to begin acquiring Bitcoin in May or June. It's a little up in the air, but guys, it's coming around the corner. May 1st is this week, and I'm expecting a very big. I was going to have a full breakdown on this, but I'm going to have it for you guys tomorrow. But I'm expecting a very big May for crypto, for Bitcoin, and for Cardano. I'll save a little bit of that for the Cardano spotlight and a fuller deep dive on it tomorrow. But the month of May is going to be really big. Even if we only pierce, above the all-time high a little bit and then skyrocket above the all-time high in June, still there's going to be a lot of bullish momentum in May. And this Arizona bill is just the beginning, just the tip of the iceberg.
Just the tip of an iceberg.
Just the tip.
That's what you had to go with. Of everything you could choose from, you chose the tip.
Guys, Arizona buying Bitcoin is just the tip. Somebody clip that. Coming over to the charts. I can't believe I didn't have TradingView pulled up.
You should pull up. You should look at tether dominance.
Yeah, it's going down like a clown.
Going down like a clown.
Let's see here. Why does this look like that? Let's see.
What does what look like what?
My chart.
Because you were dinking with it.
Okay, so coming over here to Bitcoin. Let me pop it up on the screen. Oh, yeah, it is. All right. On the daily chart, we are still in this sort of bull flag that's trending upward. And I said this before, these bull flags can kind of do one of three things. They can they can flag out sideways. They can flag out like to a 45-degree angle or so downward, or they can flag out in this sort of upward ascending channel right here. But we have this huge flagpole right here, this really big green candle, and now we have all of this price action that's in the flag. Now, the interesting thing is the price action in the flag is starting to potentially close. Well, it did close. Today's candle closed above this very critical line of resistance that I drew here at $94,499. Why is that a critical line of resistance? Well, I'm glad you asked. There's a bunch of touch points. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
14, 15, 16.
Guys, there's like over 30 touch points. I mean, if you group them all together, if you group these as 1, group this as 2, you group these as 3, and then you group these as 4, and 5, and then 6, if you group a bunch of candles together on the daily chart, then you have like 6 touch points on this line. And this range right here between 94.5 and 91.5 becomes a very important range to get over. And we pierced into that range on this big green candle, and now we've been flagging upward within that range, and this looks ready to break any day now. I mean, I'm expecting, guys, maybe even by May 1st.
Yo, Robert.
I'm expecting maybe even by May 1st to get above the point of control here at 96.1, start closing candles above that, and
I'm drinking Sunny
then
Skies.
98, like the $98,000 range, would be the next one that I'm really, I think we punch up to that maybe this week. Now, I will say, the 21 EMA, this white line, I always say this, it's a magnet for price action. So one way or another, we have to come back and touch this 21 EMA. Now, it's been increasing as Bitcoin flags out, so it could be a thing where we punch up one more time, because I think we're going to break bullish out of this flag. The odds say that we break bullish. Nothing is guaranteed, and everything is a game of statistics here, right? But like 70% of the time, you're going to break bullish out of this flag here. So I can see us punching up out of this. And when we do, the 21 EMA is going to keep coming up, right? How far? I don't know. Maybe, somewhere in this range, right? Between 91.5 and 94.5. So then, if let me try to reset my chart because I don't have my drawing tool up. Anyways, I have to completely get out of this to get my drawing tool, but I was going to draw something where we kind of, the 21 EMA comes up into this channel, and then we maybe get rejected off of 98.99, come back down to touch the 21 EMA, and then come back up to break 100. Who knows? That's just my guess. But if we did that, it would give us a nice little cool off down here on the RSI. So that's something to consider as well. And there's my stuff. Okay. Coming down to the 4 hour. Again, we're in this flag. You just see more of it right here. Now we're holding along the 21 EMA really nicely here on the 4 hour. And as long as that continues to hold, we're still bullish. Plain and simple. The minute that we close candles underneath it, well, we could be. Now, this here was a fake out, right? So, I mean, you got to, you don't know, but I would say if we start closing candles underneath the 21 EMA, especially underneath this pattern here, I'd say we go down to the 50 EMA at 92.2. Who knows? What Crypto Lifer always says, I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. So on 1 hour, again, we're holding the 21 EMA really nicely. Now, I wouldn't really mind a breakdown below the 21 EMA here, because you'd come down to the 100 and find support there, and you'd come down to the bottom of this pattern and find support there. So I'm not really tripping about
What up, Jay?
What up, Jay?
Jay, he stopped in again.
Hey, welcome back, man. Sorry, Daniel Cupper. Break 98, go to 103. Exactly. I would even say break 98, go straight to 108, but you pause around 93, around 103, 104. Yeah.
Jay.
What up, Jay? Thanks for coming back, man. That touches Tyler right in his heart.
Drinking Sunny Skies, Jay. It's the first time ever I'm buying this, and it tastes just like dandelion pooped in a cup and served to me. I don't think I am enjoying it. If you've ever had a dandelion, it does not a pleasant feeling. I hope you got yourself some good hydrating, whatever you like, man. Your cores, get some Corona, get some hazies, get the trip.
Well, Rob, I don't know if he's still on, but Rob said, "What are we drinking?" We got a Planet's Got a Roll from Monkish Dippa.
Dippa.
Not to be confused with just the Tippa. Anyways, yeah, thanks for coming back, Jay. Sorry we had to end the stream kind of abruptly. We were on there for like an hour yesterday, to be fair.
Which is longer than we expected too, because it was just a Sunday close. It was busy, man. My kids were crapping out a storm, and they all wanted to go outside. And I was just like, guys, I have to do my thing. Go bother your mom. And that's how that happened. But mother was really gracious and gave me an extra half hour yesterday. So what up? What up? You know? Let's go, Sarah. Sarah.
Shout out to Sarah.
Shout out to Sarah.
You know, she texted us in the chat earlier, like, hey, you know, this guy wants to schedule a meeting. What time is good for both of you guys? And I'm like, shout out to Sarah. She's like our mom over here. You know, keeping us on a schedule.
+1 for Sarah. Hey, I got some screenshots of some +1 getting some shout outs from the lifers back in the OG days. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Anyways, I'm going to come over here and really quickly come down to the 15-minute chart. And yeah, on the 15-minute, even if we break well below the 200 EMA, I don't see us getting much far below that. And then the bottom of the pattern is even lower down here. So, yeah, what are you thinking? Anything you want to pull up?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
you know me. I'm always pulling stuff up. Just keep pulling. Just keep pulling. Okay, let's start on the 6 minute. And 6 minute still says slightly more, possibly coming down before we go up, but the VWAP's curving up. The strength is just starting to curve up, so maybe not. The red money flow is saying that we're overbought, but we still have more action to start to curve up too as well. So yes. In the 6 minute. 6 minute does not hold a lot of strength, so we're going to double it so we get double the strength. 12 minute says it is more likely we see some downside, has not curved over. VWAP is starting to curve up, but it has not curved all the way up yet. The volume is still good. We still like good volume, but the strength is still coming down on the 12 minute. So the 12 minute is not great. But maybe the 6 minutes starting to turn. We can start curving a little bit at the 12, but we will see. We will see. 24 minute on Bitcoin. This is what we're looking at. We're looking at Bitcoin. We have a red X, has not confirmed yet. To the 22 on the DBSI, saying we're projected to make the next candle red. Okay, that does not necessarily mean it won't end up closing positive, but it's going to start out red, depending on where the volume is at. X is also a sign and market cipher to put in a short. Okay. Market cipher, these are Heiken and Shi candles. Heiken and Shi candles use the average of the previous candles. So you can see the difference. Heiken and Shi just kind of clears it up to give your eyes a little more ease and trying to piece the puzzle pieces together. That's what Heiken and Shi does. Okay, now that being said, the strength is still slightly coming down. And it's still saying we are overbought. It's a little bit coming down as well. The red line coming down as well. The blue oscillator waves flipped red right here. Red meaning this candle. This candle is also a doji candle because you can tell from the body being small and there's wicks that are even on both sides. Okay. The blue oscillator waves right here, they are angling down to the downside. Okay. So it's showing that we're still coming down. It has not showed it flipping yet. We will start getting flipping and create a green dot like this when this light blue wave that's 15 goes above the blue line that's 30. Okay, that shows the signs of momentum starting to turn. The trend reversal. Okay, the VWAP is still coming down. It is kind of trading sideways, but we have not started moving up yet. So we will see what's going to happen. Like I said, this red X is saying we will probably make a red candle. Now we will see in about 7 minutes how this actually plays out. Yet again, it's saying that we'll start red. Doesn't mean we'll close red. We're going to expand to a higher time frame to give us something more strength because this is still short term. This is on 24-minute. If I had to guess on 24-minute, we will probably at least come down to 94,446 at the very least. So that is something to keep an eye on before we could all make a scalp. A red dot on the 1 hour. Red dot usually is a sign of a bullish trend ending. So it's saying this trend, green pattern trend right here, these candles, it's ending. How long are we going to get like a wick down like this? I do not know. We will look into it more. Maybe we'll get something that's like a little 2-3 red candles and we go right back up. Okay, that's is very entirely impossible. Now what I see right here, maybe Trend can give me an agreement on this, but what do we have right here, Trent? Is this just convergence? I think we just have convergence. We just have some convergence right here. That's all we got. They're both angling down. Convergence, convergence, convergence. I'm trying to see if we see any divergences. This is kind of what we're measuring. This is a small anchor trigger wave, though. That's where if you could saw that small anchor trigger wave, you could have made a scalp long, and you can tell because it's not a huge wave.
That's a bit of bearish divergence that you drew right there on top. You know, you got a lower low. Sorry, never mind. A bearish divergence is higher high with a lower low on the oscillator.
Yeah. No, you're good. You good in the herd. Okay, so blue wave still coming down. It's saying like kind of like loss of. I'm gonna get rid of this line because it's gonna bother me as it highlights as I'm trying to explain myself. Okay, so loss of. This is where we stopped our bullish trend. So we could say from right here we curve down is loss of momentum. So we might curve down and come up above the 0 line, and that will be another sign of loss of momentum. But we're just kind of projecting out right now. Okay, the VWAP still looks like to me it's still coming down. Okay, blue oscillator waves coming down. Right here, we flip from oversold to overbought. Okay, so now it's probably coming down, possibly on the 1 hour. We're going to expand our time to the 4 hour. 4 hours, so it's showing that we still have some to give. Okay, so it probably means I have to look at the other shortest time frames with 52 minutes left to give on this. I mean, it's not really a doji. I would say we'll find out a little bit more information on once this closes this 4 hour and 52 minutes, but it sounds like to me there'll be a bearish next hour and a half. And then we have to reevaluate where we're at on this candle because it's kind of ending at a funny time. Okay, but currently the 4 hours is still showing some upwards volume. Okay, upwards volume. I'm looking right now to see if I can spot some sort of divergence right now in the 4 hour. This kind of double toppy or roundish top, which is kind of an sign. You know what I mean?
Well, everything's, this and the previous time frame we're doing this, higher lows and lower highs, which is just consolidation.
12 hour. Okay, we're on the 12 hour right now with 8 hours still to close. We are bouncing off this support of 95. Can we break it? We break it, we go to the next support, which is 97, 98. Okay, that's where our next support will be. I always hear 97, but to me, I wrote down 98K without any fact checking. So I can see 97 too. There's some areas of blockage right there. The green money flow is still coming in. VWAP is kind of doing this weird sideways action. Technically, VWAP is at -2. We would like to see this curve up. We curve up. That'll be a bullish sign. Blue oscillator waves are stalling. Does not mean we're going to break down. Okay. Now we'll go to the daily time frame, which is what Chet was at. My candles, Trent's candles. My candles. Green. I like the sign of green. Okay. We are still in the oversold territory, so we can't, or oversold, right? It was when we're pressure to go up. I have to think about this in my head.
Well, oversold is, it's there's been too much
Sell pressure, right? For it pushing it to the downside.
right. Oh, oversold on the RSI. I mean, if you I'll just
That's
I'll
what
add
that
this
is.
to my
That's
screen real quick.
the blue and red and green line is the RSI.
Right.
Or market cipher
When
they're combined.
when you get up above 70 on the RSI, you're oversold. You're overbought, meaning that
You got
there
this.
meaning that you can only go so much further to the
Yes.
upside before having to cool off, right?
Yeah.
Being below 30, which is the lower line down here, on the RSI, means that you're oversold and like the sell pressure can't continue to go downward without coming back up and cooling off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we are saying that there is more pressure actually going up with this green line, and the strength is still hot on the daily with money flow still angling up, but the VWAP actually cooled off and it wants to flip up again. Okay, so that's good. On the 3-day, we have market cipher A lights up a blue triangle and confirms. Okay, that means one of the blue waves are lighting up. Good sign. And then on market cipher B, we have a green dot, which is saying all the waves are lit up, which is not confirmed yet. We still have 1 day. This would be a good sign to confirm. If we can confirm this and have it play out, we'll see quite a large move to the upside. The strength is coming in, saying that we could cool off, but it's still angling up. The blue oscillator wave is flipped bullish and wants to continue to keep going. The money flow is hard to read, but it's actually curving up right there. But the VWAP still angling up also on the 5 days. So everything is looking pretty good. Even the weekly, got the green dot, got the money flow wave. The VWAP still angling up. So we have to see how these next 3 to 5 days play out for the weekly. Obviously, 5 days left in the week, but it's looking good, guys. I'm thinking Bitcoin is looking good.
The green dot made Kenny famous. Infamous, rather.
Infamous. And then we go to everybody's favorite. We go to SPX.
Oh, you guys like my shirt, by the way? Free beer, and then it says free as in liberated.
It looks like we're getting ready for a move. I mean, it looks like, they can't push us down a little bit. They push us down a little bit more. We're getting more green dots, which is more saying confirmation that we want to move up on the short time frame on the 24-minute. The 1 hour is starting to plateau, it looks like, unless we get some sort of drastic drop. It looks like it's starting to plateau. We have it's saying the green line saying that we are likely to go up. That's what that means. Strength kind of like chilling with the green line. Nothing super crazy right there. 4 hour, not as great. The VWAP is below the 0 line with the blue oscillator wave saying we could come down. Though if we just come down a little bit and we can create a trigger wave right here to play off this, that would be great. That's what we would like to see. And that would. Whoa! Where did that come from? That anchor trigger wave came out of nowhere. On the daily, we have a kind of a bearish looking sign. I'm not gonna lie. Like the blue oscillator waves are curving in on each other with the strength coming down, with a little bit of red candle being formed right now. Within 20, it still has 20 hours left to think about this candle, but it still kind of wasn't a great sign, just being honest. In a 3-day,
look at how many green candles came below it. It's before it. It's got a. It's not that bearish, but it's got a chill out.
chill out to like the 54-cent line. But my candles look different than your candles. See, these are your candles.
True. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we call the TD sequential. Like, if you see 9 green candles in a row, you're not very likely to see many more than that. And it's rare that you even see 9 in a row.
You ever like played around with the different style candles? They like wig me out. Like, look at this one. Oh, that wasn't the one I was thinking of, but it still looks really weird.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that weird? And then check
Yeah.
out this one. Range. Look at the little weird stick candles. There's one particular one I wanted to show. This one. This one I couldn't figure out how to read at all. Like maybe you can give me
With
more like
hold on, we got someone asking with the RSI on the 4-hour chart, is it not bearish divergence BTC? That is. I'll pop mine up and look at
whoa, you're gonna no, you can't pop me up till you get there. Facts. It's a race.
So on the 4-hour chart, bearish divergence on the 4-hour chart. The reason why it's not bearish divergence, see, I'm going to change the color
I
of
have
the,
bearish divergence,
well,
but it hasn't really played out yet.
look, the reason why this is not exactly bearish divergence is because bearish divergence is signaled by a slightly higher high on the price with a slightly lower low on the RSI. So from this peak to this peak, you don't have a higher high. Also, I mean, you do have a lower low on the RSI, but it's already been trending that way. The place where you do have a little bit of bearish divergence, I'll draw it for you, is from this peak to this peak. But that's already been playing out with I'll change the color of my lines again to show you. That has already been playing out in this move right here. So I'll get rid of this first line that I drew. Okay, because right now that it's not signaling bearish divergence. Where it signaled bearish divergence was this first blue line back here. It's already been playing out in a descending trading channel, and now we've potentially broken out of it. But on the 4-hour chart, and also look here on the MACD, you can see the moment that we had that bearish divergence come in. The MACD has been trending down ever since, but it's already gotten closer and closer to the 0 line down here, and at any moment the blue MACD line could cross above the orange signal line, giving you a bullish cross on the MACD. But none of these things should, on the 4-hour chart, it's too small of a time frame to make you change your bias, right? Like we had bullish divergence come in. We had bearish divergence come in. But if you had said, oh my God, we're going to crash back down to 76K, like, it's, that shouldn't really, nothing should make you panic.
Yeah.
But especially on the 4-hour chart.
Well, on a 4-hour chart, your divergence is not going to crash you that far.
Right. It's going to give you the 4 hours is going to give you a solid trade to scalp for sure. But that's my take on it. I hope that helps to AA too. Also, if you're here for the first time, it would touch Tyler right in his heart if you subscribed to the channel.
And I can see the bearish divergence right here playing out in market cipher B right here, and then you got it up here. And like Trent said, like, okay, so you see the bearish divergence. We go up to like previous candle, we're at like 95.5. Okay, let's just say 95, 95.6, 95.5. Okay, well, that bearish divergence dropped you all the way to 92.8. Okay, so there's your wick. Yeah, it's a wick, but I mean, it's on my candles, Trent's candles. Okay, so it technically did play out. I mean, if you would have hit that, that's $3,000 of Bitcoin's price action that you could have capitalized on that bearish divergence.
Yeah,
So
I woke up the other night in my sleep, and I was like, you know how you wake up and kind of look at CoinMarketCap or whatever,
yeah.
and I saw Bitcoin at like 95.5, and I remembered, a peak that we had earlier in that day at like 94.5. I was like, in my sleep, I was like, I bet we have bearish divergence. I should wake up and go close the trade. But I was like, I'll find out in the morning. And then the divergence, because I was dealing with the 1 or 2 hour time frame or whatever. By the time I woke up, it had already played out, and we were on our way back up. So, Sorry, what was your train of thought?
Me?
Yeah, were you still did you still have a thought you were in the middle of?
Nope. Unless you wanted to go check out some other type of coins, but I mean, we just ran over Bitcoin, and we could run over Ether if you'd like.
Oh,
Ether, Ether. I don't even know her.
Sorry, I was looking at the chat. That caught me off guard.
Yeah. So, sorry, I caught myself off guard. I was like, that came out at me. Oh yeah, yeah. So where are we at in Ether? We got the VWAP curving upwards, the blue oscillator waves coming. Trying to figure itself out. Dang it, Trent! Stop trying to distract me. Man, okay, where are we at? Where are we at, man? Ether is just a nasty chart to read. It's hard and it's not super clear on what the hell is going on with this thing. Number go up. That's all we want, right? I really want this green dot to play out. Okay, it did confirm, but it's confirmed already right here. So, you did get some divergence right there.
Yeah.
Which probably already played out. You could have hit a trade on there. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on with Ether. Saying that we're overbought, but we're curving down. We have a red dot saying we're curving down. You could say lost momentum, lost momentum, lost momentum. So it's not giving me like good confidence in this green dot right here. That's for sure. At least not something else. Maybe we'll swing down a little bit, make an anchor wave, and then we could have that green dot play out in the 1 hour.
I think we're gonna wake up in a couple weeks to a $4,000 Ethereum.
The VWAP coming up, money flow still going in, strength is good. The 4 hours looking good. 4 hours looking good, but the 1 hour is not looking that great, dude. I'm not gonna lie. But you could also make the point of, we could have had like this trend that's very similar to what Bitcoin is, where Bitcoin kind of went up like this week and made that rounded top, and we got dojis, trend reversal, but it hasn't really pushed down. I mean, it did a little bit, but it's kind of cooling off. The blue oscillator waves are still above, are just slightly bearish right now. The VWAP coming in, the green money flow, dude. Ether is just kind of a mess, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of having a hard time like getting a reading. Can we do something else besides Ethereum? Let's just say we hope Ethereum is good. Let's go do Cardano. Oh, Cardano's dead.
I got one for you that I missed a trade on. I mean, I won a trade on it, but I also missed, like, I wanted to get in earlier and the time got away from me, and sure enough, it went up 10 cents. But Akash, ticker's AKT.
Dude, I've been charting SWE all day, man. All freaking day. I've been charting it and charting it and charting it. I'll tell you where I started at too. We're in the SWE. We're in the SWE. Okay, so I got up this morning and where am I at? I'm trying to remember. I'd say it's probably peaked out, okay? And I was like, or maybe it was like right here, and I watched it go up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see if I could catch a trade. I probably could have put a short in, but I was like, I'm gonna watch it come. I'm trying to figure it out. So I watched it come all the way down, right? And I'm like, okay, I want to make the long, okay? And I see this doji candle. I'm like, okay, maybe this is it. I watch it, I'm like, bam! I'm like, oh shoot, maybe I missed it, but I'm like, I'm gonna give it a couple more candles to confirm. I'm like, candle. Now this is a nasty doji candle. Not only is it nasty, but it was up here and it dropped all the way down here. I'm like, dude, if I was in that trade, I would have scared the shnikes out of me. And so, but then it comes back up and closes. I'm like, okay, that was a nasty fake out. I'm just looking at these two candles right here. I'm like, that's not nice. And then I'm like, it goes green. And then I got this big one. I'm like, okay, maybe this is it. I want another candle to kind of confirm. I'm like, okay, I see this. But I'm like, it's not super great. And boom, it goes red again. I'm like, okay, that was another mean fake out. But I kind of put this green movement into one fake out. And yeah, I'm like, I could have made a trade, but I didn't want to force it. It wasn't showing up down here on the charts for me. Like, yeah, I had this green dot, but you have a lot of little green dots and they don't necessarily like play out all the time. So I was kind of just eyeballing it. And then it goes red. We get a red X and a blood diamond. I'm like, oh, there it is. And it was a fake out. It kind of came back down. I was actually trying it. I actually have a long in right, a limit order long right here. Because I was looking at these wicks right here. That's kind of where I'm expecting it to continue to go. But we'll see if we can actually hit it. And but you drop down, you get a fake out. Really, you don't really want to scalp. It's so small. Drops back down, knowing this weird sideways action. But usually, if you get red dot, red dot, and then we'll get another green dot, I would say it's pretty bullish sign because we're fighting against it, But that's just on the 24-minute and how much weight can that carry. But we have a green dot on the 1 hour, which is flipping bullish. Now it's kind of a little bit of a sketch because when you trade things on the zero line, it's like a coin toss still, like we're flipped kind of bullish, but we're still not broken above it. It's still a little bit of an up in the air movement. We got doji trying to break the previous trend reversal, which is, I would say it's all this, Strength kind of still pointing down, saying we're over bot, needs to come down on the 4 hour. And Sweet's kind of like an indicator for a lot of other coins. Like I was even noticing like earlier, I was matching Bitcoin pretty similar.
It's going to front run a lot of alts.
Yeah, VWAPs. See now, if you look at it, the VWAP's not pushing down, which is a good sign. But the the green money flow wave is starting to curve down. And if it curves down like this, that's bearish. But if we kind of could bounce off right here with the VWAP and kind of just make a little dip, we'll be okay. I'm trying to see if there's micro. I mean, I'm just measuring with my eyes. Trying to see if there's some sort of div right here, but I don't see any bullish divness, to be honest with you. And you could say this is a higher high, then we get the lower highs in, which isn't super solid signal. Not a super solid signal. I'm almost kind of nervous when I have my trade in at 53 because we probably will wick down and fill it. We have all this support down here, but this green long candle, how fast it turned green is kind of a little bit nervousing. Though that being said, if I do get my order fulfilled at 43, my liquidation price is right here, 296, which it has some a little bit to break down to. But like Trent was saying earlier, when you start looking at candles that come up like this, don't be surprised to see like a retest like down at like the $3 level before we can get that continuation.
Yeah. Frighteningly close to your liquidation price.
Well, I'm not even in the trade yet, so I'll probably close that. I was looking at it earlier.
Yeah.
Frightening close. Though we have a green dot on the weekly. That is solid.
Right.
We haven't closed it. I don't know. Not all of them have that. Like you said, Sweet kind of is front running everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be great if we can hit that.
Yeah. I closed a trade on Akash earlier today.
You mean Akash?
Sure.
You call it Sweet. I call it Sui. You call it Akash. You call it Akash. It's Akash.
Whatever it is. We're in potential retest at 3. Yeah. I'm waiting right now. That's my real point. I'm waiting for a swing trade on a long, other than the ones that I've had open before this first big breakout, right? But I'm waiting to swing trade along right now because
I'm closing my order out right now. So I'm like, before I forget,
I
please
don't
cancel.
mind scalping on the 1 minute or 7 minute. That's fine. But as far as a swing trade, keeping something open for a few days or whatever, I don't know. I want to see what happens first for Bitcoin breaking out of that bull flag. Because I would hate to I would hate to get into a long right now and then Bitcoin decides that its date with destiny at the 21 EMA needs to just go ahead and happen right now. So um yeah, I'm going to scalp right now and wait for the 21 EMA to come up further before I swing another long. So
You want to see something real fast on SWE? Yeah,
yeah.
I just spotted it. I was just like, if I was gonna scalp trade right now in the 5 minutes, you got me thinking about it. Is you got this is like the peak of the bottom with this blue oscillator wave, and we get a green dot marking a bottom on here. I'm like, yeah, you kind of get it in right here, but you would have had we gained ground, even though we still dropped, but how the blue oscillator waves work, you gain ground and you gain ground and you gain ground. It's looking like you're gonna gain ground. Like this, it looks like it's gonna break up in the 5 minute. And you know what? You also have showing Trent is you got the CME gap right here at 363.
Well, Sui won't have a.
I know, but how
Yeah.
it works is it just shows like where the gap would be.
On
And
market cipher, you mean?
yeah,
Oh.
or whatever this gap is, however it works. This is the CME gap, that sharp drop. I only know because I watched the market cipher videos like 292 times about CME gaps and what they look like when they close. And I'm like, yep, that's the gap. So that being said, that is what the gap looks like.
Okay.
Let me move this line because it's in my face. Now,
Well,
here's the 21. You know what also I too realized too, Trent, is the market cipher A wave is we've talked several different times about this. And when this sucker gets really effing tight, it likes to snap in a direction, up or down. And it's looking like it really wants to pump. Oh, you see the candle move up while I was saying that? That's a good sign. That is a good sign. And DBSI says also that we're projected to print another candle. And it looks like the strength is also tilting upwards. I think we will get a short-term pump in the 5 minute candles. 5 minute.
nice.
5 minute candles, we're bullish.
You got any Tyler's treasures today? One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah, I'll bring something I found. Not today, but found at one point in time.
All right. Drum roll. What do you guys think it could be?
Honey, where are you? I got a picture on camera.
My guess is that he's going to show us something edible.
What's up, Trent?
I guessed that it would be something edible.
No.
Oh, okay.
Ciao, ciao.
What?
Yeah.
What brand is that? Not that I know my purse brand.
It's the gold brand.
Okay. Still dope though.
Yeah. It's leather.
Yeah, it looks leather.
I don't know my brands either, but I was hoping you would know. Yo, 2AA2. Why do you have to bring up that token? You know how I feel about this token. I'm very upset about this token. I had 100,000 of these tokens stolen from me.
Real story.
Real
Real story.
And it's a very painful process. And I didn't sell them because when I first got them, it was worth about 42 cents. And I was like, this might be a scam. And then I came back to it. I was like, oh my gosh, it wasn't a scam. And they're stolen out of my wallet. and confronting certain individuals, they claimed that I was playing loose with my keys, and like that's not physically possible. I've never connected this wallet to anything. Very
That's
dissatisfactory.
such a crazy story. Maybe one day you guys will be able to hear it. You know, the 2A, 2AA, 2. The thing is, you know, maybe I won't say anymore.
Yeah, just
It didn't just affect Tyler.
MDA.
It didn't just affect Tyler. I'll put it that way.
Well, MDA in it for the moment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, am I bullish on virtual? I mean, you tell me. You see something like this, and you're telling me that this isn't bullish, bro. Look at that. We're retesting this level right here. In fact, we're breaking through it. We're into this. Yeah, I can't even tell you exactly 100% what it does, but I can tell you that the chart looks very, very good.
Hey, rounded bottoms pay the bills. So, yeah, a virtual, you know, prior to our tariff dump, like,
It's okay.
you know, it
Thank
was
you. Thank you for
virtual was
apologizing.
virtuals was popping, right? And I think on our resurgence of the uptrend, I think that virtual is going to continue that.
Hey, I pulled market cipher off to throw out the bubbles. You should go pull virtual on your charts and tell me what you see.
Okay.
It makes me feel better that you're doing it too. And that being said, those tokens were airdropped to me too. I didn't actually buy them, but it's still a very source subject.
Yeah.
You know, I'm bullish on Flare. You know that? I think Flare is going to be great.
Here's what I have to say. Rounded bottoms pay the bills. Not only that, you know, the 21 EMA is crossing the 50, and it's going to start knocking out flipping these other EMA lines. Now, the thing that I would say right here, I'm almost sure that if you just do nothing right now in terms of buying virtual, you're going to get another good price. At least a similar price to right now. The reason why is look at the RSI. It's at 84. I mean, granted, if you come back here, it got up to 95. But come on, I mean, how much higher is it going to go? Like, the RSI has to cool off. Not only that, like, you know, if the 21 EMA, if the price just keeps ripping, I know it's a big rip, but if the price just keeps ripping, say past $2, well, where is the 21 EMA gonna sit? Probably around where we're at right now, right? And the 21 EMA is a magnet for price action. So even if we rip past $2 tomorrow, we have to come back down and meet the 21 EMA somewhere. And wouldn't you rather get into your trade bouncing off of the 21 EMA than just hanging out right here so far above it, right? Look at this. Look at what happened over here. And maybe this is a bad example because it did, you know. Okay, look right here. If you had bought the bottom of this in between these two candles at 105, okay, and it ripped to 191. Yeah, maybe you missed that, but it came back down to 123. And when it came back down to 123, it was much closer to the 21 EMA. And the downside risk of taking the trade there was much less. And it went on to consolidate, but look what it did from 123 to 525. Right? So I don't like how far away DCA into it, sure. Because it's going to do numbers. DCA into it, I like that play. Enter a trade, I'm not a huge fan of that play right now because the RSI is like so far above Bitcoin and everything else for that matter, on the daily chart. So that has to cool off. So that's where I'm thinking on that. Any other thoughts, or you want me to?
I was reading a little bit about it. I don't know if you can see off my glasses. It says CoinMarketCap. All it says is about Futures Protocol or Virtual Protocol, Society of AI agents at base and at Solana, image millions of at Luna virtuals powered by at game virtuals. I honestly have no idea what this does, to be completely honest, but I do know there's a lot of hype behind it.
Yeah.
Now, you want to lead into ADA Spotlight?
Sure. So, I'm going to come over here and cut the music real quick because I'm going to play a little clip for us. Got you. And yeah, I will share my screen. Come over here. Share this tab instead. And here's a clip of Alex Becker talking about Cardano. He hates Cardano, if you don't know.
Like
no volume.
Which sounds like a lot, but that's not a lot in crypto. And coins that will be here 4 or 5 years from now if we want to be safer gamblers, safer drug addicts here. So where I would start at, and perhaps one of my biggest altcoin bags, is unfortunately, this makes me want to pour battery acid in my eyes again, but it's going to be Cardano. Look, it breaks my soul to give the tip of the hat to these 5'2" neckbeard cuck McFluffs live under their staircase while their men bang their wife, Harry Potter motherfuckers, the Cardano community. But I think this is probably going to be one of the top performers. I think this is probably going to go to like $4 or $5, and we're going to see a clean 5, 8, maybe even 10x on Cardano. I think we're going to see crazy numbers on Sui. I don't really own any Sui because I don't really actually understand what it does. Everybody's talking about it, and it has crazy hype behind it. You can see this thing is always doing the biggest moves. And so if I was a wise investor, I'd probably be buying Sui. I am not, but I think it's going to do really well. I think AVAX is going to chase up with Cardano. I think you could probably see similar Cardano-like gains on AVAX. I think it's going to be the leader for crypto gaming, which I think is going to be a massive narrative later this year, which I'll talk about here in a second. I think Dogecoin is going to do very well. I think Hype is going to do very well. And I think Ondo is going to do very well. That's kind of falls into the RWA niche that we'll talk about here in a second. That's what I would be kind of building my portfolio with. If we want to get really basic, just get a big old bag of Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, maybe some Sui if you're feeling risky, AVAX. You're going to do well there. If you're just like brand new to this and you don't know what the is going on, I don't see you going massively in loss if we don't bull right here from that bag. But I also see you making some really solid returns from these because these are still near their lows. For example, if you go look at AVAX right here over the last year, we bought them at $9 when we were buying in 2023. So this is when we got a lot of AVAX on this channel, got all the way up here, got up to about $50, about a 5x. Now we're down again to $22. I think we're going to go well past this all-time high to $100, $150, maybe even $200 on AVAX if we get really thirsty. So that's the kind of game we're playing with these coins right here. If we don't bull, we're probably going right back to like $9, $12 on this thing if something crazy happens. So that's kind of the same exact story with all these kind of coins right here. You're not going to access those crazy Dreamy and Buck or 7 predict them. It's wildly hard.
So point is, he takes this bullish stance on Cardano, and the whole thing, I don't know what he has against it. to be honest. I don't know. Cardano seems to do
Did you
that.
know his nickname on Twitter is Big Arms?
Cardano seems to do that sort of thing. It attracts this sort of negative hate from people that are not really about the ethos of making the world a better place with blockchain.
What's
And
the definition of ethos? Because that's
like
kind of a bigger word.
like a set of values, a value system. What's up, Money Talks? Ada, American made. Yeah, exactly.
Money Talks, American made. You got it, bro. Anything American made. You know what's funny about that is Trump's all about bringing jobs back to America, American made stuff. Why do you think Cardano is in the USA Treasury? It's because it's American made. He wants it in there.
Well, what's funny about that is we've sort of just dubbed it American made. You know what I mean? Like IOHK.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, IOHK was input output Hong Kong.
He's Japanese?
No, but it's decentralized. How do you say that Bitcoin is American made?
Because it came out of America.
Kind of.
It's in the name.
Is it American? Is it US governed?
Yeah, don't you know the name of American? Robert Kiyosaki.
Point is, like, Cardano has a higher Nakamoto coefficient than Bitcoin even.
Nakamoto's American made.
And by that, I mean there are more smaller wallets, more of the supply is held by the community as opposed to whales than even Bitcoin. Like there are more there is more whale monopoly on Bitcoin than there is on Cardano. More of the supply is held by the community than most other coins. I'd venture to say any coin in the top 100. So you add to that decentralized governance. Is it governed in America? No. D-reps are all around the world. So, we kind of this is an interesting, like, moving goalpost. We need a community to take on the whales, right? Like, it's an interesting way that we move the goalposts to say, well, we're just going to dub this American made. Sure, like, yeah, American developers have played a huge part in Cardano. And yeah, Charles is an American citizen, sure. But Charles
How do
is
you
not
know that?
Well, I mean, it seems obvious, right? He was born here. I'm very sure.
You're
Like,
very sure.
yeah,
How sure are you that he is compared to like Cardano being the top performer of this bull run?
if I was a betting if I was a betting man, like, dude was born here. Like, he talks
You
about
just
how
say like because he has like two bulls in his showroom right here. This is Nancy
right.
and this is Stacy. These are my bull horns.
Yeah, dude, like,
we live on a farm in Montana and we eat bison.
he
And we
talks
bought a
about
restaurant called
how
Nessie.
he talks about how his family has been like, a line of doctors and stuff in the US
Charles
for a while.
Hoskinson sounds very German.
The dude is a citizen, I'm sure of it. And so, but regardless, Charles is not the emperor of Cardano, right? So it's a weird thing. Like, how do you say something is American made? Like, input output Hong Kong, right? Like, I don't know. It's a funny one. So I mean, you can say it's far easier to say that Ripple is more American than Cardano.
Technically, can you say crypto.com is American? I think it was made here, but then they moved all their sources out from here. And now they're like,
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
back.
Mhm.
They're like, can we come
Right.
back?
Yeah.
We may have jumped the gun, but in our defense, that person was not very nice to us.
But Cardano does this sort of thing. It attracts hate from people who are not really about the ethos of making the world a better place through blockchain. And Becker admits that himself. If you watch the rest of his video, he's like, dude, I'm just here for number go up. And even he admits, like, hey, the value proposition on Cardano is looking really attractive right now. Tariffs kicked in. Are we going down or something?
No,
Uh,
I don't know, but I don't think the tariffs have been kicked in.
right. So, that's my rant about that. Other than that, I'll very quickly just
You should invite Charles Hoskinson to come on our show.
yeah, I should.
I mean, maybe he will.
Maybe he will.
That would be the best invite ever.
Yeah. So I'll share this right here, add it to the stage. And Snack is trading on Kraken now.
Did you buy any snack?
Not yet. So
You should
Snack
buy
is
it
trading on
$100.
Kraken. That's exciting.
You know what's
And
crazy? Also, Trent, Snack is 180 top coins out of the top coins.
yeah, that's good.
Did you know that? That's huge.
Yeah.
180. It's one of the top meme coins.
Right. Last point I have here is that Grayscale is stacking up on Cardano. Polymarket odds of a Cardano ETF in 2025 are up to 70% chance. So yeah, we're for sure. It says is an ADA ETF about to drop sooner than we think. I think that by the end of the summer. When do you think XRP will pass $3? May.
The next leg up.
May.
And soon.
Specifically, if I was pressed to, narrow it down, the first half of May. So
I'm gonna say, watch this. I'm thinking, I will say May 14th, 7:14 a.m. just after market opens. Did you see I did that?
It would probably happen even before May 14th at this rate, but who knows? You want to sign us off?
No, I'm not going to sign us off, Trent. I'm going to talk about my beer.
Oh, yeah.
I got Sunny Skies Kolsch style ale. Yes, Kolsch style. I don't know how you pronounce that. This beer tastes like corn and dandelion farts. I give it a 4.8, which is probably my lowest rating I've ever given a beer. I will never buy this beer again. Did not enjoy it. It was not that great. One, because I think it was too light on the at 4.2% alcohol. I think it was a little light, and the fact that it tasted like Coors Light made love to dandelions in the fields in the 1980s and then branded into a can. It was not appealing to me in my mouth. I wanted to be able to feel the aroma, and it was like a sweaty man who just rubbed Axe body spray all over his body and tried to kiss me. And I was like, oh gosh, get out of here. Chill. I don't go back on the beach and surf. Like, dude, get out of here. Like, it was dumpster fire, bro, in a can. No, I'm sorry. I could give it a lower rating if you want, but I'll say that for PBR.
I've got PBR for what it is not bad. Planet's Got a Roll from Monkish Brewing Company, double dry hopped, hazy, double IPA, coming in at 8.3%. I'm giving this a 7.8, which is high for me. Like, a 7.8 is a very, very good rating for me. Like, I want you to know that. So
is 7.9 even a better rating for you?
Well, yeah.
Well, what about 8.0?
Even better.
What about 8.1?
Cheers. Thank you for joining the Brew Crew. the most hydrated community on YouTube.
Guys, smash that like button. Hit the bell to subscribe. Let's do it. They're in the corners. Just gotta find them. Yes. Yes, I went there. Dandelion parts. Thank you guys for joining us. Oh, by the way, check out the link for BitFi just because it's BitFi and you can use CoinM and make trades in XRP and get paid in XRP. Fantastic. Great job, BitFi. I'm glad that we can work with you. Guys, we're signing out. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Catch us on the flippity flop.